The FBI has reached out to multiple sheriff's offices in Missouri to conduct a concealed carry permit audit. When Buchanan County Sheriff Bill Pewitt learned about the audit, he said his office will not be involved since it violates Missouri law.
The state of Missouri is standing its ground. Welcome to another installment of Connecticut on Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms with your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And let's talk about this here. The FBI is now basically demanding from the state of Missouri all permit holders or concealed carry weapon permit holders information.
New at 6 tonight, several county sheriffs are worried about an FBI request for concealed carry permit holder records. ABC 17's Kennedy Miller spoke with some mid-Missouri sheriff's offices today who say they have not yet received any notice from the FBI.
Now, Lucas, Brian Lear, who works for Boone County Sheriff's Office, tells me that the FBI does come in to collect information annually, but they've never asked for a CCW report or audit, at least not at its department.
A letter allegedly from the FBI is creating some concerns at local sheriff offices here in Missouri. The letter states that Missouri County Sheriff's Office will need to hand over concealed carry permit holder records to the FBI. But Brian Lear, who works at the Boone County Sheriff's Office, says it's never been asked to do this.
We have no intention of releasing concealed carry weapon permits to anyone, or for that matter, we don't even know anybody that's wanting that information.
Lear does say he'll be expecting a visit from the FBI in August, but not for the purpose of obtaining CCW records.
They come in and they check our processes that we have in place, specifically toward our computers, our internet, our transactions over online services, just to make sure that all the information is protected.
And while Boone County hasn't received notice from the FBI, several Missouri sheriff offices say even if they did, they would refuse to submit these documents. Howard, Gasconade, Camden, Macon, and Randolph are just a few departments saying they would deny it.
Now, today I did reach out to the FBI and they told me that they do conduct annual audits, but they've never asked for any information from CCW holders. Reporting in Columbia, Kennedy Miller, ABC 17 News.
The sheriff and the attorney general have both said, we are not giving you a damn thing, and we will, quote, go down with the ship. Now, I've done videos in the past where I talked about the Biden administration's using these alphabet agencies in a very nefarious manner to go after people that they don't agree with. And you got to remember that Missouri and the Biden administration are now basically in court over Missouri's pro-gun laws that they passed. You can check that out in the video that I've done on that previously. But now the Biden administration is using the FBI to basically demand information that they are not entitled to. But we're going to go to this article here in the Western Journal, and it's titled Deep Staters Demand Missouri CCW Holders Info. Sheriff and AG will go down with shit. Officials in the state of Missouri have publicly refused to obey the FBI's demands that they hand over personal information of the state's concealed carry weapons permit holders, saying the agency is attempting to illegally obtain the information. They are, because the FBI is not entitled to it under the circumstances that they're asking them for. But Scotland County Sheriff Brian Whitney, for one, is adamant that the FBI is trying to assemble an illegal gun registry of Missouri citizens. I did a previous video on this same subject where the Biden administration was trying to pass laws where they could obtain the 4473 forms from gun dealers across the country. And they were trying to establish and build a gun registry at the federal level, which is a violation of federal law. But go on. Quote, as the Sheriff of Scotland County, I want all my citizens to know that I will not allow, cooperate, or release any CCW information to the FBI. even at the threat of a federal arrest. Whitney, a Republican, told his constituents in a letter released July 18th, Fox News reported. Point blank, I will go down with this ship if need be, Whitney added in his letter. Whitney told his constituents that the FBI had alerted Missouri's 24 county sheriffs that it intended to launch an audit of Missouri's CCW holders starting in August. The Scotland County Sheriff found support in the state's Republican Attorney General, Eric Schmidt, as well. In his recent press release, Schmidt says he has sent a letter to the FBI telling it to cease their attempts to illegally obtain information from local sheriffs on Missourians who have concealed carry permits. Quote, the FBI has absolutely no business poking around in the private information of those who have obtained a concealed carry permit in Missouri, a press release from the AG's office said. The Second Amendment rights of Missourians will absolutely not be infringed on my watch. I will use the full power of my office to stop the FBI, which has become relentlessly politicized and has virtually no credibility, from illegally prying around in the personal information of Missouri gun owners. Schmidt added that back when the Obama administration was attempting similar unconstitutional backdoor gun control efforts, the state passed a law to make it illegal for state officials to share such sensitive information about gun-owning residents with the federal government. Of course, the FBI claims innocence over the coming audit. The Bureau claims it is only looking to complete a small sampling of system transactions of Missouri CCW application to ensure there's no misuse of the FBI's Criminal Justice Information Services Division systems. Then why Missouri? Why Missouri? The Bureau added that the CJIS is the system by which criminal justice information is shared by the nation's law enforcement and criminal justice communities, but the information gathered for the audit would not be shared. Quote, at no point would auditors require access to lists such as state-approved concealed carry holders, nor would the CJIS division retain information beyond what is necessary to address a specific compliance concern, the FBI claimed. The Bureau also said that the state has been through this routine audit multiple times, most recently in 2018. Still, Schmidt notes that Americans no longer trust the deep state FBI, especially under this administration. You may wonder why there is a strong suspicion of federal agents here in the Show Me State. Simply put, Missourians are hardworking, law-abiding citizens who don't need a national nanny state keeping tabs on us. But more than that, over the last couple of years, we've seen story after story of incompetence and corruption at the highest levels of the FBI, Schmidt said in his press release. Schmidt added that the deep staters in the FBI have tarnished the reputation of this once well-respected agency by targeting parents who expressed outrage over social curricula at school board meetings, along with the witch hunt against President Trump and his team. You got to remember that the National School Board Association asked the FBI to basically dime these parents as domestic terrorists for questioning what these teachers were teaching their children in school. For his part, Sheriff Whitney said he is moving all CCW holder information to a secure location to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands, especially in the light of the data breach suffered by the California Department of Justice, which leaked the personal information of thousands of California gun owners. I did a video on that. I said that then, and I'll say it now. That breach in California was not an accident. That was purposely done with the approval of the government. Now, I can say allegedly, just to make sure nobody comes back and says, oh, but based on what is going on in California and with gun rights, my opinion, that was not an accident. But coming back here, indeed, Whitney said the California data breach was one of the exact reasons he is refusing to cooperate with the FBI audit. Missouri's reluctance to cooperate with the FBI is unsurprising when viewed against how the Bureau has allowed itself to be used as a political tool by Democrats, from its illicit framing of Trump advisor and former Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, who Donald Trump had to pardon to stop the FBI's political persecution, to the Bureau's complicity with the Hillary Clinton campaign to promulgate a fake Trump-Russia conspiracy, not to mention the subsequent illegal spying the Bureau performed on the Trump campaign. It is no wonder no one trusts or respects the FBI. And they go on here to basically thank AG Whitney and, Sheriff Whitney and AG Schmidt for protecting constitutional rights. Now, right here This story shows you the difference between a sheriff and a police chief. Sheriffs are, for the most part, are elected by the people. Police chiefs are appointed by the mayor. Here is a sheriff standing up for the people because they're the ones who elected him. Whereas if you took this story to New York police chiefs and all the way to commissioner will probably just hand the stuff over without batting an eyebrow. Because they don't serve the people. They serve the establishment, the administration. But they have every right to be suspicious of the FBI just based on their behavior since Biden's taken over office, because he has used them in very nefarious manners. And I applaud this state of Missouri and these sheriffs, most of whom seem to be coming forward saying we're not doing this. So we're going to see how this plays out. But like I said, this is kind of backlash from the Supreme Court case that's now being heard between the Biden administration and the state of Missouri. The state of Missouri passed laws that said, basically, layman's terms, that if a firearm is manufactured, sold, and stays within the state of Missouri, it is exempt from federal law. And that goes for ammunition. And also, they're trying to apply that to silencers and machine guns and everything else across the board. And of course, the Biden administration is not going for that, for obvious reasons. So that's what this is all about. But let's keep an eye on this story and see where it goes. Once again, I applaud Missouri, the state, and all the local sheriffs who are going to get involved in this and say, we're not disclosing information, personal information on our constituents just because you want it. That's illegal, and good for them. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified the next time a video goes live. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.